Hi guys, my name is Kalpesh and welcome to my official YouTube channel Automotive Crafts. In line with my previous video for the splash lubrication system, in this video quickly I am going to explain you the working of the pressure feed type lubrication system. Now before we jump into the working principle of the pressure feed type lubrication system, first I would like to repeat the purpose of lubrication quickly. So the first and foremost purpose is to reduce the friction and wear between the moving parts, and thereby we are trying to reduce the energy loss. The second, to provide the sealing action, we can consider the sealing action occurs in between the bearings. The third one, you can say the lubricating oil cools the surfaces by carrying away the heat generated in the engine component. Obviously, due to the friction generated between the moving parts, the heat is liberated. That heat will be carried away with the help of this lubricating oil, so it helps to cool the engine. And the last one, to clean the surfaces by washing away the carbon and the metal particles caused by the wear. Obviously, due to the moving parts, some wear and tear occurs inside the parts, and the carbon particles will be there. Carbon particles and some foreign particles will be there inside the system. So this lubricating oil helps to clean the surfaces by washing away the carbon particles. So the pressure feed type lubrication system, the construction wise it will look like the splash lubricating system, but unlike splash type lubrication system, in this system you cannot find the scoop type arrangement at the end or at the bottom of the big end of the connecting rod. There is no scoop type arrangement which splashes the lubricating oil onto the cylinder wall. So how does this lubricating oil circulates inside the system? So the other components will remain same. In the pressure feed type lubrication system, you will find the oil strainer, which is a kind of a filter which prevents the foreign particles to enter into the system. And this is the low pressure oil pump. Low pressure oil pump, in most of the cases the gear pump can be utilized as a low pressure pump, which simply convey the oil from sump to this channel which is indicated by the dotted lines. So this oil pump, it pressurizes the lubricating oil and it sends to the different oil lines. This oil is sprayed onto the crankshaft. Small holes are drilled into the crankshaft. These holes are drilled to produce the small channels in between the two adjacent crankpins, or you can say the crankpin and the adjacent bearings. These small channels, it helps to circulate the lubricating oil from one place to another place on the crankshaft. Likewise, as I said, they are connecting the two crank pins, so they circulate the lubricating oil in between the two crank pins, and thus they lubricates the either crank pin or the main bearings. The lubricating oil which from crank pin to the piston pin is transferred through the hole which is drilled through the connecting rod, and it lubricates the piston pin over here, and the lubricating oil then sprays from this place which lubricates the different parts inside the engine. Like you can consider the cylinder wall, you can consider the piston pin, you can consider the tappet, and so apart from this pressure line, you can observe it goes to up to lubricates the camshaft and the rockers, or you can consider the tappets. Moreover, to control the pressure in the delivery lines, we have an oil pressure gauge which continuously observe the pressure built up into the this delivery lines, and when this pressure exceeds the limit which is the predefined value by the manufacturer, it automatically relieve the pressure with the help of pressure relief valve. And how this components works we can observe in this figure. This is the wet sump, you can say, and this is the oil strainer. Here is the enlarged figure of the bottom of the sump. So here is the oil strainer which restricts the fault particle, as I said, and this oil strainer, it will be connected with the oil pump. As I said, most of the time it will be a gear pump. And here is the pressure regulator valve, or you can say pressure relief valve. This pressure relief valve, as I said, when pressure exceeds the limit which is the predefined by the manufacturer, this pressure relief valve, it opens and the fuel, it returns to the sump. Apart from this, this is the another return line through filter. So this filter, and this will return the fuel particle into the sump again. So this fuel regulator valve, it helps to recirculate or to control the pressure inside the this delivery lines, regardless the filter is chocked or not. Sometimes it happens that filter gets chocked and the pressure will be built up higher than the predefined value. So in such cases, this pressure regulator valve, it bypasses the fuel and controls the pressure into the delivery lines. And this is the breather. It simply breathes. It simply maintains the pressure into the oil sump. So that's why it is known as a breather. So the main component of the wet sump type lubrication system, you can consider the oil strainer, oil pump, pressure regulator valve, and the breather. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe this channel and click on the bell button so you will get notification every time I upload something. And don't forget to share with your friends so they will get benefited. Thank you so much.